when that becomes appropriate. We just ask that you follow the plea and allow him to keep working to support his family and to support the extended family, and to just get a little bit help on these situations.
Okay. All right, is Child Protective Services involved?
My understanding is they were judged, but I don't have their finding.
All right. Mr. Ovalle, has Child Protective Services been involved? No, excuse me. You're not to talk to your attorney. I'm questioning you. Did a caseworker come to your house and do an investigation? Deputy Lawyer, you said that too fast. You know, I'm trying to work on my Spanish. All right, court is calling 2024 CR 4458, State of Texas versus Ruben Torres Ovalle. Could I have the parties announced for the record for the state?
Zach Dunn for the state.
Jason Todd for Mr. Torres Ovalle.
And are you Mr. Torres Ovalle?
Yes.
All right, we have an interpreter present. If you could raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear and affirm that you will faithfully translate from English into Spanish and Spanish into English, so help you God?
I do.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record, please.
Your Honor, the interpreter's name is Jorge Valle.
All right, off the record for a moment. Ms. Efron, if you'll move down to that end. All right, we're back on the record. Mr. Torres Ovalle, all of the documents that I will review with you are in English. Were those documents explained to you in Spanish?
Yes.
All right, and did you understand the documents?
Yes.
Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
We have, Your Honor.
And did you review it with your client?
We did, Your Honor.
Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Ovalle, did you review the document entitled Application for Deferred Adjudication or Community Supervision with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes.
Did you review the true bill of indictment with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Yes, Your Honor, we are.
Mr. Ovalle, did you review the document entitled Court Admonishments and Defendant's Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes.
Did you understand you're charged with assault, family violence, choking, strangulation? That's a third-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you, and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea in this case?
Yes.
Did you understand if the court were to grant your application for deferred adjudication, if for any reason your deferred adjudication were revoked, the court could sentence you up to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine?
Yes.
Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
We've discussed all defenses and have chosen to go forward at this time, Your Honor.
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do, Your Honor.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Ovalle, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter the plea?
No.
Anyone promised you anything other than the plea?
No.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Sí.
Yes.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
No.
No.
Counsel, have you conferred with your client the impact this case will have on his immigration status?
We have, Your Honor, and the client has received outside immigration counsel, and he's been fully informed regarding the implications of this case.
All right, Mr. Ovalle, did you have a chance to speak with an immigration attorney and discuss with him the impact this case will have on your immigration status?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you discuss with your attorney the possibility of deportation,
Sí.
Yes.
the denial of naturalization,
Sí.
Yes.
and the denial of re-entry into the United States?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand from your immigration attorney the implications this case will have on your immigration status?
Sí.
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Did you review the plea bargain page with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sí.
Yes.
According to the plea, the state is recommending deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand with an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to be designated as primary custodial parent?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand that to be the entirety of your plea bargain agreement?
Sí.
Yes.
Defense is at the plea.
That is, Your Honor.
State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you review the waiver of appeal paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in both places?
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes.
Counsel, are there any such motions?
There have not, Your Honor.
Outside the agreement, the state is requesting that the term of deferred adjudication be for 5 years, that there be no contact with Brianna, Bryanna, Cabrales, Cabrales. Did you understand those were recommendations from the state and the court does not have to follow those recommendations?
Sí.
Yes.
Then to the offenses charged, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No me pongo.
No contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. The state offers states one and attachments.
Any objections?
No objections, Your Honor.
And state, have you spoken with the complainant?
The complainant is minor, Your Honor. We've spoken with their custodial parent and an additional parent, Your Honor, yes.
All right, Mr. Ovalle, did you review the document entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Sí.
Yes.
And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Sí.
Yes.
And state, you may be excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial? A right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent.
Sí.
Yes.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports? But most importantly, there will be no live testimony. Did you understand?
Yes.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments, and the court will review the same. All right, after reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there's sufficient evidence to find you guilty. Court will defer finding of guilt as you applied for deferred adjudication. Are we proceeding with sentencing?
If it please the court, Judge, we'd like to do that.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Yeah, Your Honor, Mr. Torres Ovalle, and I would ask for one thing that I have noticed in the plea bargain, that there's not a parenting class. We are requesting that you also include that. I think that would be incredibly beneficial, and whatever else the court feels will be beneficial. Mr. Ovalle has, he works very, very hard to provide He understands and needs support for situations like this, but he understands that this is not acceptable. He is worked on reunification with the family as a whole, not with out of respect for the court's wishes, although when that time is ready and when I know that he's not opposed to that, when that becomes appropriate. We just ask that you follow the plea and allow him to keep working to support his family and to support the extended family, and to just get a little bit help on these situations.
Okay. All right, is Child Protective Services involved?
My understanding is they were judged, but I don't have their finding.
All right. Mr. Avalle, has Child Protective Services been involved? No, excuse me. You're not to talk to your attorney. I'm questioning you.
Oh,
Did a caseworker come to your house and do an investigation?
oh, no.
No,
Oh. Bueno, me hablaron,
well, they called me,
pero no me presenté.
but I did not go.
Y luego me dijeron que habían cerrado el caso.
And then they told me they had closed the case,
En,
and no.
So Child Protective Services is out here closing cases?
Judge, he's not, the child has moved. The custodial parent at this point is the father. There's no contact. And so my understanding is that due to that, that's the closing, but I don't know.
That
beyond
doesn't make sense to me if somebody hits a juvenile and there are other children in the household, that because the juvenile leaves, CPS just says, oh, well, I understand they're
understand.
overworked and underpaid. So how many children do you have?
I got 4 steps and 1.
No. So here's the thing. Either you're gonna speak in Spanish.
Oh,
I don't think that was Spanish.
I'm sorry. Okay.
And I'm sorry, it's not Spanish. How do you say I'm sorry in?
Lo siento.
Yeah.
Lo siento. Tengo cuatro hijastros
I have 4 stepchildren
y uno de sangre.
and 1 blood.
And how old are the stepchildren?
16,
16,
15,
15,
10,
10,
9,
9,
And how old is the newborn?
7 meses.
7 months old.
And I believe this incident was involving the 16-year-old.
Sí.
Yes.
All right, why is your relationship not working with the 16-year-old?
Bueno, tuvimos
Well, we had
problemas cuando su mamá estaba embarazada.
problems when her mother was pregnant.
What problems?
Celos.
Jealousy.
Who's jealous?
La de 16 años.
The 16-year-old.
Why is she jealous? All right,
I don't know.
so the 15-year-old, is that a boy or girl?
Niño.
Boy,
10-year-old boy, girl,
Niña.
girl,
9-year-old.
Niño.
boy.
All right, so are they jealous?
Eran más las niñas que los niños.
It was more the girls than the boys.
So are you here in the United States legally?
Sí.
Yes,
All right. And what do you do for work?
Yo soy iron worker,
I'm an iron worker,
soldador.
welder.
Okay. All right, and if you're drug tested today, what will the results be?
Negativo.
Positive, no, negative.
All right. You know, while you're on probation, you're not allowed to drink alcohol, even at your home. Do you understand?
Sí.
Yes,
Is that going to be a problem?
No.
no,
All right, the court is going to sentence you to 4 years deferred adjudication. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Brianna Cabrillas. There's going to be 100 hours of community service restitution. Excuse me, counsel. Could you tell her not to block the court reporter? I mean, the probation officer. Ms. Abrams, are you able to hear?
Yep.
All right, there's going to be 100 hours of community service restitution. I'm going to order parenting classes with Compadre y Compadre. Once those are completed, the community service hours will be deemed satisfied. There's going to be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. There's to be regular random UAs, proof of employment within 30 days. There's to be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. I'm going to want anger management, field visits, one time per month for 6 months. Then at probation's discretion. And could you make sure the children are okay probation? Probation, is there anything else he needs? Is there anything else you need from the court to be successful on this probation?
No,
Did you review the document entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal with your attorney?
yes,
Did you understand it and sign it?
yes,
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Because this is an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
yes,
All right, we can go off the record. To be successful on this probation, you need to communicate with probation. If there's an issue, let the court know, let your probation officer know. Do you understand?
yes.
Now, you were speaking to me sometime in English. Do you need the interpreter to speak with the probation officer? Or are you going to speak to them in English?
Yes,
Ocupo.
I need
El traductor.
the interpreter.
All right, thank you. Then if you'll sit in the back, they'll go over conditions with you.
Okay.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes.